Today we're embarking on a fantastic voyage across the world's oceans, not in a tiny ship, but aboard the greatest naval marvels of our time. From the hulking aircraft carriers of the United States to the powerful destroyers of Russia, these ships aren't just feats of engineering, they're floating cities armed to the teeth with some of the most advanced technology known to man. Their sheer size and power are a testament to human ingenuity and the strategic importance of naval dominance, so buckle up as we set sail and discover the top 10 most advanced Navy battleships. The USS Gerald R. Ford, or CVN-78, is not just a marvel of modern engineering, but it also represents the future of naval power projection. Named after the 38th President of the United States, this aircraft carrier is the lead ship of her class and the first new U.S. aircraft carrier design in over 40 years. The ship itself is a staggering 1,092 feet in length. That's about the size of 3 football fields. But it's not just the size that's impressive. The USS Gerald R. Ford introduces a variety of technological enhancements over the older Nimitz-class carriers. The most significant is the Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, or EMALS. This replaces the old steam catapults, providing a more efficient, smoother and more adjustable launch of aircraft, improving the rate of launches and reducing wear and tear on the aircraft. Further, the ship incorporates new nuclear reactors that produce 250% more electrical power than their predecessors, which means it has the capacity to incorporate future systems like laser weapons. The Ford-class carriers also feature a new, smaller, faster-reacting radar system, an advanced arresting gear for landing aircraft, and a design that requires significantly fewer crew members. HMS Queen Elizabeth is not just a ship, but a statement of intent and a symbol of national ambition. It's the lead ship of the Queen Elizabeth class of aircraft carriers, the largest warships ever built for the Royal Navy of the United Kingdom, and the embodiment of a nation's naval heritage. At 932 feet in length and a displacement of 65,000 tons, the HMS Queen Elizabeth dwarfs all other warships in the Royal Navy's fleet. But again, it's not just the size that matters. The ship incorporates innovative technology, such as the ski jump ramp at the end of the runway that helps increase the payload or range of the aircraft being launched. Moreover, the ship is designed for a versatile range of operations, from humanitarian and disaster relief to fighting the wars of the future. It can accommodate up to 40 aircraft and is equipped with the highly advanced F-35B Lightning II stealth fighters and Merlin helicopters for airborne early warning and anti-submarine warfare. Perhaps most impressive is the ship's level of automation, which allows it to operate with a crew of only about 700 sailors, significantly fewer than comparable carriers in other navies. Its 2 gas turbine engines and 4 diesel engines can propel the ship at speeds in excess of 25 knots, all while carrying enough food and supplies to operate for up to 7 months at sea without resupply. The INS Vikramaditya is not only a symbol of pride for the Indian Navy, but it's also a testament to the power of engineering and technological innovation. This aircraft carrier, once the Russian ship Admiral Gorshkov, underwent an extensive and complicated refurbishment to be transformed into the flagship of the Indian Navy. At a length of 930 feet and displacement of 45,400 tons, INS Vikramaditya is smaller than the USS Gerald R. Ford and the HMS Queen Elizabeth, but it's a crucial component of the Indian Navy's blue water capabilities. The ship has the capacity to carry over 30 aircraft, including the MiG-29K fighter jet and various types of helicopters. The carrier is also equipped with advanced sensors, including the long-range air surveillance radars and advanced electronic warfare suites that can detect and track incoming threats. Furthermore, the ship is powered by 8 new generation boilers, which makes it capable of reaching speeds of over 30 knots. When we talk about the most advanced Navy ships, we cannot ignore the Aegis destroyers, known for their high-tech combat system. Named after Aegis, the shield of the Greek god Zeus, these ships provide the backbone of modern naval defense for several nations, including the United States, Japan, South Korea, and Spain. The Aegis combat system, from which the ships get their name, is a centralized, automated command and control weapons control system that uses powerful computers and radars to track and guide weapons to destroy enemy targets. The system's SBI-1 radar is amongst the most advanced and powerful naval radars in the world. capable of performing search, track, and missile guidance functions simultaneously, with a track capacity of over 100 targets. These destroyers are armed with a range of weapons, including anti-air, anti-surface, and anti-submarine warfare systems. They also have the capability to engage ballistic missiles, enhancing their role in defense. The American Arleigh Burke class, the Japanese Atago class, and the South Korean Sejong the Great class are among the most well-known Aegis destroyers. These are not just ships, they are a comprehensive and highly adaptable combat system, capable of dealing with multiple simultaneous threats in all warfare areas. They are the true watchful eyes of the sea, always vigilant against potential threats. The Zumwalt class destroyers represent the next generation of naval warfare. These US Navy vessels incorporate the latest technology to redefine what a destroyer is capable of. It's not just about size or firepower, it's about utilizing cutting-edge tech to create a truly futuristic vessel. The stealth capabilities of the Zumwalt class are unprecedented. Its unique tumble-home hull design, where the hull slopes inward above the waterline, reduces its radar cross-section, making it harder to detect. Add to that the advanced multifunction radar system, and it's clear that this vessel is built for stealth. However, stealth doesn't mean it's lacking in firepower. On board is the advanced gun system, which can launch rocket-assisted, precision-guided projectiles up to 63 nautical miles. Future plans include installing electromagnetic railguns, weapons that use magnetic fields rather than explosives, to launch projectiles at high speeds. The Zumwalt class also boasts integrated power systems that provide electricity to all the ship's systems, making it possible to incorporate advanced weapons and sensors. The Admiral Gorshkov class, or Project 2350, is Russia's latest and most advanced class of frigates, symbolizing the renaissance of the Russian Navy's surface combatant fleet. The frigate represents a balanced naval platform, smaller than a destroyer but larger than a corvette, providing both offensive and defensive capabilities. Despite being classified as a frigate, the Admiral Gorshkov class is armed to the teeth. The ship carries the potent P-800 Onyx and Kaliber cruise missiles, known for their range and precision. These can be used against naval or land targets, giving the Admiral Gorshkov class a long reach. Additionally, the ship has advanced air defense systems, including the Parliament Redoute system, similar to the Aegis system. The Redoute system can track and engage multiple aerial targets simultaneously, from aircraft to cruise and ballistic missiles. The Admiral Gorshkov class is designed to be stealthy, with a reduced radar cross-section and thermal signature. In addition, the ship is equipped with advanced electronic warfare systems and decoys to confuse enemy radars and missiles. China's Type 055 destroyer, also known as the Renhai class, represents the latest leap in the People's Liberation Army Navy's technological development. This class of guided missile destroyers is one of the largest and most powerful surface combatants currently in operation in the world. The Renhai class has a displacement of about 13,000 tons and spans an impressive 180 meters in length. This massive vessel can sustain high-speed operations across vast distances, serving China's strategic ambitions across the Asia-Pacific region. In terms of weaponry, the Renhai class is armed with a potent mix of anti-air, anti-ship, and anti-submarine missiles. The most noteworthy is the YJ-18 anti-ship cruise missile, known for its supersonic terminal speed, making it challenging for enemy defenses to intercept. Beyond its impressive arsenal, the Renhai class features cutting-edge radar systems that can detect and track multiple targets concurrently, from aircraft to missile threats. These destroyers can function as a fleet's protective shield while also packing a substantial offensive punch. The FREMM, Frigate European Multi-Mission class, represents a joint venture between France and Italy to develop a new class of frigates that can handle a variety of tasks, from anti-aircraft warfare to anti-submarine operations. This European project is a clear demonstration of the benefits of cooperative efforts in defense. It reflects the shared vision, standards, and technological capabilities of two of Europe's biggest naval powers. In terms of weaponry, the FREMM frigates come equipped with an array of missile systems for a variety of tasks. This includes Aster surface-to-air missiles and Exocet anti-ship missiles. Italian variants also feature the Teseo Mk2/E, an anti-ship and land attack missile. FREMM frigates also incorporate advanced sensor suites, including a state-of-the-art radar system capable of detecting and tracking multiple targets. This allows the frigate to respond effectively to threats in real time. These vessels are also equipped for anti-submarine warfare, featuring low-frequency towed sonar arrays and Mu-90 torpedoes. It's these capabilities that make the FREMM a truly multi-mission frigate, capable of dealing with a broad range of threats and tasks. Japan's Izumo-class helicopter destroyers are a class of ships that blur the line between destroyer and aircraft carrier. They represent Japan's largest warships since World War II. Though they are officially classified as helicopter destroyers, their flat-deck design and large displacement, 27,000 tons, give them the appearance of miniature aircraft carriers. The Izumo-class ships are 248 meters long and carry up to 14 helicopters. They have been designed for anti-submarine warfare and can quickly deploy helicopters to track and neutralize submarine threats. The ships also have the capacity to support amphibious operations, humanitarian aid, and disaster relief missions. The Izumo's primary armament is its squadron of SH-60K anti-submarine helicopters. They also carry anti-surface and anti-aircraft weapons for self-defense, including the Phalanx Close-In Weapons System, CIWS, and the CRAM missile system. What makes Izumo unique, however, is that it could potentially operate short takeoff and vertical landing aircraft. Although Japan's constitution prohibits offensive military capability, the potential capability of Izumo to operate such aircraft is significant. The USS Missouri, affectionately known as the Mighty Mo, is an Iowa-class battleship that served in the United States Navy from World War II through the Gulf War. It was the site of the surrender of the Empire of Japan, marking the end of World War II. At the time of its construction, the USS Missouri was a marvel of technology. It had a displacement of over 45,000 tons and measured over 270 meters in length. This vessel was equipped with 9 16-inch guns, each capable of launching a projectile over 20 miles. For defense against air attack, the Missouri was originally equipped with dozens of anti-aircraft guns. These were later supplemented and then replaced with missile systems as technology progressed. Despite having been decommissioned in 1992, the USS Missouri remains a symbol of American naval power. It now serves as a museum ship at Pearl Harbor, allowing visitors to step back in time and experience a piece of naval history. Its advanced design for the time, combined with the critical role it played in historic events, earns the USS Missouri a place in our list. Have you ever looked up at the stars and wondered if we are truly alone in the universe? It's a profound question that stirs the imagination and makes us question what we know about our own history. Today, we're diving deep into ancient Mesopotamia to explore the intriguing theory of the Anunnaki. Found in Sumerian texts, the Anunnaki were described as celestial beings that descended from the heavens. But could they have been more than just myth? And what if I told you this ancient tale has echoes in other cultures around the world, posing the possibility of a common narrative of extraterrestrial contact? In the heartland of Mesopotamia, one of the cradles of human civilization, the Sumerians etched a compelling narrative into clay tablets. They spoke of beings known as the Anunnaki, divine entities who descended from the heavens. These celestial figures were not mere flights of fantasy, but were perceived as genuine influences in the Sumerian society. In the Sumerian cosmology, the Anunnaki were believed to be the offspring of An, the sky god, and Ki, the earth goddess. And among these divine figures, some, like Enki, Enlil, and Inanna, held significant roles in Sumerian myths and epics. They were seen as divine mediators, connecting the celestial realm with the earthly domain and playing a part in the creation and early development of humanity. The Sumerian texts describe Eridu as the first city established by the Anunnaki on Earth. Interestingly, Eridu is considered one of the oldest cities in the world, and it's in this ancient city that the concept of urbanization, written language, and state rule first began to emerge. The Anunnaki were often associated with bestowing wisdom and knowledge upon humanity. They're said to have taught humans the arts of civilization, like law, agriculture, architecture, and writing, catalyzing the societal shift from hunter-gatherers to settled agricultural communities. Now the crux of the issue remains. Are these accounts of the Anunnaki mythological constructs created to provide explanations for natural phenomena or historical events? Or could they be interpreted as early human interactions with beings from another world, documented through the only means available at that time, myths and legends? The ripples of the Anunnaki influence, it seems, extend well beyond the boundaries of Sumer. Whether it's under different names, titles, or representations, ancient cultures around the globe have distinct tales of divine beings descending from the skies to interact with humanity. Let's turn our gaze across various cultures and decipher these intriguing narratives. In ancient Egypt, for instance, the pantheon of gods was believed to have descended from the heavens to guide human society. Their god of wisdom, Thoth, similar to the Anunnaki, was said to have introduced writing, mathematics, and architecture to humanity. Intriguingly, the Sumerians' neighbor, the Akkadians, had their equivalent of the Anunnaki called the Igoge. Even halfway across the world in Mesoamerica, the Maya believed in the Kukulkan, or feathered serpent, a deity that bestowed knowledge and wisdom. He was known as Quetzalcoatl among the Aztecs, who revered him as a deity of wind, air, and learning, bearing striking similarities with the role of the Anunnaki as bringers of knowledge. Meanwhile, the ancient Indian texts, the Vedas, tell of the Devas, divine beings who interacted with humans and even interbred with them, a narrative strikingly similar to the Anunnaki's role in Sumerian texts. In Greek mythology, the gods resided atop Mount Olympus but frequently descended to Earth to interact and sometimes mate with humans, leading to the birth of demigods and heroes. Again, this resonates with the Sumerian account of the Anunnaki breeding with humans to create demigods. These parallels in disparate cultures across various geographical boundaries pose a bewildering question. Are these uncanny resemblances mere coincidences, sprung from the shared human impulse to personify and deify natural phenomena and existential quandaries? Or do they point towards a common thread, an ancient global influence by sky beings weaving through the tapestry of human civilization? As we dig deeper, we tread along the precipice of the known and the unknown, venturing into realms that blur the boundaries between mythology, archaeology, and even, perhaps, extraterrestrial encounters. This tantalizing and universally resounding theme of celestial beings lending a hand in the development of human civilization is truly compelling. From the celestial dragons of Chinese lore, the Norse gods of Asgard, to the divine pantheon of the Roman Empire, stories of mighty beings from the stars are deeply entrenched in our collective consciousness. So why is it that across wide oceans, over towering mountains, through vast deserts, and deep in lush rainforests, the tale of star beings visiting Earth, helping humans or sometimes wreaking havoc, finds its way into the oral and written traditions of civilizations? One explanation proposes that these myths are archetypal, that is, they represent universal symbols or motifs embedded deep within our collective unconscious, as Carl Jung might argue. They are part of our human heritage, a product of the shared fears, desires, and the innate curiosity about our place in the universe that is common to all human societies. Another explanation draws on the theories of Swiss author Erich von Däniken, who argues that these stories are not merely symbolic but literal descriptions of encounters with extraterrestrial beings. He contends that these celestial beings were, in fact, technologically advanced aliens who were mistaken for gods by our less advanced ancestors. Moreover, this global myth of celestial beings suggests a diffusion of cultural elements between ancient societies. This could mean that either these stories were so universally relevant that they spontaneously arose in each culture, or that ancient civilizations were much more globally connected than we give them credit for, sharing stories and myths across vast distances. Yet another perspective comes from the field of astroarchaeology, which suggests that these stories might represent early humans' attempts to understand and document astronomical phenomena. The celestial beings may be personifications of planets, stars, and celestial events like comets or meteor showers. However, the line of thought that we're most interested in aligns with the Sumerian text's narrative, that these beings were advanced entities who directly intervened in human society, teaching us agriculture, architecture, writing, and social organization. As we delve further into this topic, we'll encounter theories both intriguing and controversial. Each viewpoint offers a different lens to view these ancient narratives that have shaped our world and continue to puzzle and fascinate us to this day. The question is, Which lens brings the truth into the sharpest focus? And are we prepared for what we might see? With such fascinating theories and tantalizing connections, one might be tempted to jump headfirst into believing these stories. However, as any good investigation goes, we need to approach this from a scientific perspective, scrutinizing the evidence, evaluating its validity, and understanding its context. Firstly, let's consider the Sumerian texts themselves. The clay tablets on which these stories were written were inscribed with cuneiform script, one of the earliest known forms of writing. Translating these is a complex task, often open to interpretation, so it's entirely possible that descriptions of the Anunnaki and their actions may not be entirely accurate. For instance, Zecharia Sitchin, a popular author known for his translations of these texts, proposed that the Anunnaki were extraterrestrials who came from a planet called Nibiru. Other scholars, however, have contested his interpretations, suggesting he read too literally into metaphors and symbolism in the text. In the realm of archaeology, physical evidence can also be ambiguous. While we find inexplicable feats of engineering in ancient structures and iconography that seems to depict otherworldly beings, these can also be explained by human innovation and the power of human imagination. Some proponents of the ancient astronaut theory point to technological achievements of ancient civilizations as evidence of extraterrestrial intervention. They argue that the construction of the pyramids of Giza or the Nazca lines in Peru would have required knowledge and technology beyond the capabilities of the people of the time. However, many archaeologists dispute this view, asserting that these feats are testament to human ingenuity rather than alien assistance. Turning to the global similarities in myths, these can be explained by the shared human experiences and archetypal narratives. While it's intriguing to think that similar stories of celestial beings across cultures point to a common historical event, it's also possible that these myths arose from shared human fears, desires, and attempts to understand the natural world. If we pause for a moment and put the skepticism aside, what could this Anunnaki influence really mean? How deep does this rabbit hole go? What changes in our understanding of history, science, and ourselves might we need to consider if the Anunnaki were real? Starting with the texts, the Sumerians described the Anunnaki as deities who descended from the heavens. They were seen as bringers of civilization, teaching humanity various aspects of culture like law, agriculture, architecture, and even the mysterious art of divination. If we consider this from an ancient astronaut perspective, this could be interpreted as these beings sharing advanced knowledge and technologies. This perspective gains even more weight when we consider how quickly civilization seemed to have sprung up in Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization. The region saw an almost abrupt transformation from a hunter-gatherer society to one that built cities, developed agriculture, and invented writing. Could this sudden leap have been aided by extraterrestrial influence? Moving to the global scale, if the Anunnaki did influence other cultures, we might need to rethink the concept of independent innovation. Currently, historians believe that many cultures developed similar technologies and beliefs independently, a phenomenon called parallel evolution. But if the Anunnaki theory holds true, it suggests a more interconnected ancient world than we currently believe. To take an example, let's consider the pyramids. Pyramidal structures appear not only in Egypt, but also in cultures as far removed as the Mayans in Central America. Could this be a result of an extraterrestrial blueprint? The Anunnaki theory certainly argues so. And finally, what does this mean for us as a species? If we were guided by extraterrestrials in our distant past, it certainly poses intriguing questions about our origins and our place in the universe. Are we truly alone? Or have we been part of a galactic community since the dawn of civilization?